Let us discuss passage number 5 of the paper. This passage here talks about fraudulent voting or unfair voting practices all over the world. It also gives us examples of some of the unfair voting practices that we have witnessed in the past, such as in the 2000 United States election, there was mass exclusion of African Americans as well as those with prison records. The passage then finally says that major projects are underway to remedy errors in list hygiene in various countries. For example, this particular charitable trust is working on massive database mining tool that allows states and the federal government to cross-verify names before deletion, among various other things. Moreover, in various countries, researchers are conducting rigorous studies to understand the scale and causes of disenfranchisement and voter registration processes. The first question is about the main idea of the passage, and the second question asks you which of the following are examples of unfair voting practices, which we have just discussed. Let us have a look at the first question. What is the main idea of the passage? We know that main idea is the central focus of the author. So whenever you get a question on central focus of the author or main idea of the passage, you should only concentrate on the overall idea of the passage. So let's see what the options are. Electoral list hygiene of a country has an effect on its quality of democracy. Disenfranchisement of citizens in countries all over the world. Unfair voting practices being a global phenomena. The need to rectify errors in the electoral list. Well, while giving you the overview of the passage, I told you that the entire passage gives examples of unfair voting practices all over the world, which is very well described in option C. Therefore, this has to be the main idea of the passage. If you look at option A, this is incorrect because this is quite narrow in scope. It does not elaborate this idea with any of the examples given in the passage. Option B, if we see, this is also incorrect because this is simply an example of the fraudulent voting practices that have been spoken about in the passage. Option D is also incorrect because the passage does not emphasize on errors in the electoral list but on the unfair practices in the voting system as a whole. But this particular statement talks about errors in electoral list only. Therefore, the answer will be option C. Which of the following are examples of unfair voting practices? We just discussed this particular option, that there has been mass exclusion of African Americans from voting in 2000 United States election. So this is very clearly a correct statement. Existence of erroneous names on the voter list. Well, this is also a correct statement. Let's see how. It says examples of fraudulent voting using erroneous names on the voter list. Therefore, statement 1 is also correct. Disenfranchisement of people with prison records. Yes, this is also related to this the second statement only, where it says mass exclusion of African Americans as well as those with prison records. So all the three statements are correct statements. Therefore, the answer will be option D.